This is the bridge over Hurricane Gulch. Look at that. How steep is that? Whew. Long ways down there. See all the smoke today? There are multiple fires in the area. I think I heard on the radio over 160 burning in Alaska today. What do you think?
I think it's pretty steep down there.
Super
really
steep.
Beautiful.
Cool bridge.
Very cool.
Okay.
Talkeetna started as a gold town. It was a jumping off place for gold miners who were coming to the interior. And then it became a boom town in the 20s, the 1920s, as the engineers for the Alaska Railroad were headquartered here. It was a town, it was designed in like 1918, so it's little narrow streets and even narrower alleyways. So they suggest if you have an RV, you park it outside of town. It was an easy walk. Lots of Alaska-centric shops.
There's a horsehair coat from 1905 and a buffalo hide coat from 1910. The original train depot from Curry near Talkeetna had the Historic Society Museum. Here's the Trapper's Cabin display. Holy Doll. Arrived in Alaska in the early 1900s. He built this cabin in 1916.
Wow, it's nice.
Yep.
Very nice. So we're at the Talkeetna Historical Society, and in the museum, a fella asked where we were from, and then he said he was from Maine, and I said, oh really, do you know New Sharon and Mount Blue High School? And he is a Vining. Mr. Vining was a graduate in 1970 at Skowhegan, and his son is a 91 graduate at Mount Blue and is now the automotive teacher at Mount Blue. So it's such a small world, and that was so really neat. Is also the jumping on point for mountain climbing Denali. And you go up the West Butte, I guess is the easiest way to ascend the mountain. And you come to Talkeetna, where they fly you into about 7,000 feet at base camp. And then you spend the next couple of weeks, 2 to 3, hiking up to the summit, to the 20,310-foot summit.
Flags from people that climbed Denali.
Alright, we did it. Let's be so safe. Getting out of here. The climb back down is the most dangerous part. Many climbers, exhausted and suffering from the high altitude, have fallen onto the pass. You must place each foot with caution to avoid an accident.
So the north is where what we saw from the park.
Climbing out of camp, you tackle a steep ice head wall. park rangers have anchored ropes in the ice to help prevent falls. Beyond the head wall, you travel on a narrow, rocky ridge with sweeping views. It feels like the edge of the world. You make camp at 17,200 feet, digging in, placing snow blocks for protection. You prepare for the fiercest weather yet. You wait until it clears, then attempt to reach the summit in one long day.
Another historic house. Tom Wetherell's house. Kind of cool notch, square notch on the logs.
Oh yeah.
Because, you know, they had trim. They would have trimmed these corners. I've never seen that on a log cabin.
Right up here.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
I've never actually seen that on a log cabin before, where they would trim the corners. And look at the burlap chink.
Oh yeah.
See that?
Yeah. I guess that trim
So-
would have helped protect that raw
Yeah,
cut wood.
maybe. But the burlap between them, and then it's cemented over the burlap.
Look at these ferns. They're gorgeous. This is supposed to be the Denali view and the river access here in Talkeetna, but there's not going to be a view today.
Okay, tell me what rivers we're looking at here.
Oh my gosh, I don't remember. The Talkeetna River and the Chilitna River join here
Susitna.
and make the Susitna, which is, like, look at the whirlpools in there.
It'd be a one-way trip if you fell in that.
Chilitna River?
Roadhouse from the 40s. Lodging, meals, and rooms. Frank Lee. This is upstairs at Nagley's store. Buy your dog food right here, or your cat food. Or your leopard seal hide. Or your beaver pelt. What do we got over here? Black bear.
Wow, look.
Yeah.
It's even got the pads still on its feet.
Yeah. Oh, we got some wolf. Man, look at that track. Wow.
Look at this old
Yeah.
mixers and
Lynx. Wolf. Wolf. Lynx. Lynx.
oh,
Fox. This is a wolverine here.
oh, this lynx is so soft. Oh, that's a wolf, really.
There's caribou. Caribou hide. Since 1921. Definitely recommend it. Okay.
I know, sorry. The Matanuska Valley, where Palmer, Alaska is located, was used for centuries by the native Athabascans. In 1741, Russian Orthodox folks arrived, and the Athabascans used some of that Russian Orthodoxy as part of their ongoing religion. Let's see, in 1890, a trading post was established by a guy whose last name was Palmer here in Palmer, which was maybe the first settlement. Shortly after that, coal fields were discovered just north of town, and lots of folks arrived to mine the coal. At the end of World War I, they gave World War I veterans from anywhere, didn't have to be Alaska, land. You could move here and have free land. And then the Dust Bowl hit, and Roosevelt's New Deal took effect, and the people of Alaska realized that the Matanuska Valley was very fertile. It would be good farmland. So they spent $11 million to attract 67 families from Michigan, and 67 families from Wisconsin, and 69 families from Minnesota, from the Iron Range of those states, to give up their farms there and come out here and start a new life. And they gave them they came out and they drew for 40 acres. They also gave them a $3,000 30-year loan to get started. That was in 1935. They really struggled. So in the next year, I believe, the federal government issued coins, money for the families of the Matanuska Valley, of the Matanuska experiment. It was called the farmers, so that they would have money to spend. They issued them bingles, and the bingles were scrip, really. They would have called it scrip in the West Virginia coal mines, and the local businesses caught on and started accepting the bingles. It was quite a failure, and didn't really help the farmers out, but they did begin to prosper. The valley is super fertile. They grow like 100-pound cabbages here. So that was in 1935. So in 1958, my mom graduated from teaching college, and she brought herself from Massachusetts all by herself up to Palmer, Alaska. And she arrived in Anchorage on the day that the country was, or the Senate, I guess, Senate, was voting on Alaska statehood, which of course they passed. So that was in 58. In 1959, my mom was working at the Alaska State Fair. She was up on a ladder hanging a poster or something, and my dad, who was in the Army down in Anchorage, was up here. It was the aviation fair that year, and they met in June of 60. Yeah, in June of 60, and no, that's not right. Yeah, that is right. And they married in August of 1960. So the Beester family, our branch anyway, started right here at the Alaska State Fair. And we've really enjoyed Palmer. It's when I look around at the mountains, I just can't imagine being from Newburyport, Massachusetts, coming all this way by myself and landing here. And one guy told us the road wasn't even paved. The main road from Anchorage to Palmer wasn't even paved till the 1970s. So I'm like, my mom's a badass. So, love you, Mom. This is the United Protestant Church in Palmer, Alaska. Used to be called once was the United Presbyterian Church, where my mom and dad were married in August of 1960. It's a little darker on the outside from age. It all used to be about the color of the door, and the inside, as you'll see, is just beautiful. So we're not 100% sure, but this was either the school and the dormitory or just the dormitory. The lady we just talked to wasn't 100% sure, but the city of Palmer hired my mom and brought her up here from Massachusetts. And this building used to be yellow. It's now a municipal building, but I'm almost 100% positive that she lived in there. She might have lived in there and taught in there too. Palmer's been good to us. Thanks for indulging me in my walk down memory lane. Be sure to give us a thumbs up, subscribe, leave us a comment.
We love the comments.
We do. And stay tuned to the next video for glacier hiking and mountain hiking. Thanks for watching.
Fare thee well,
Nomies.
Nomies.